thing that comes with growth are pains.
You tell me he went to school and he spent 6 or 8 years becoming a doctor. Hear it from my mouth. Entrepreneurs also are required to be educated on the concept of business.
It's important that regardless of your reason, we've started this journey. We're already on this entrepreneurial journey, but there's no time that's too late to take a step back.
Today I'm supposed to talk about business planning and a lot of other things. Now, for people that know my style, it's not that I want to just be different because I want to be different. It's because I recognize who is in the room, and if I come and I look at the people in the room and I gauge it, I can dump my slide and focus on the people. So my objective is not to come and impress you. You understand? It's Elon Musk I want to impress, and Jeff Bezos. My objective here is to connect with you and to leave you with something that you know I've done my job. All right? Now, from my understanding here, most of us are. Let me just do a quick assessment of what kind of businesses we run. So, for the business owners here, how many of you have more than 10 employees? Let me see your hand. If you're in business in the room, you have more than 10 employees. More than 5. Between 5 and 10. Well, this is how I define it. If you have to pay them every month, if you pay them on demand, then anybody can have as many. A vendor, what do you call those people? Event planners will have like 1,000 employees. So if you have a payroll that you must disburse every month, and you have between 5 and 10 people that you have to pay, let me see your hand. So one person. Okay, just exactly 5. All right, good. So we have businesses, and I'm using employee as the indicator. There are other indicators like revenue, but some of you may not want to disclose your revenue because of security reasons. So I can understand that. So that's why I went to the option of what? Employee. Are we together? All right. So, but that doesn't mean anything actually. Let me check revenue. Who is doing more than 20 million a year in revenues? Okay. Why was the room? Okay, so that's why you're here. That's why Dr. Gbolahan brought you. Since you're like doing as if I said an offensive statement. You're like, no one's shaking it like, okay. I saw you like, so no 20 and above. Good. In fact, that's the wrong number because then the grant will not qualify you. We are 10. You don't be qualified for the grant. Okay, maybe because of the grant. Okay, don't worry. I wish don't look back. 12 and above. 12 and above. Anybody? Yeah, per annum. 12. So 20 no, but 12 yes. So it's between 12. No, 12. I picked the number carefully. I make 12 million every year. Okay, 2. So 2 people between 5 to 10, 2 people 12. So most people are below 12. Is that correct? Good. 15. So it's between 12 and 15. Between 12 and 15. Don't worry, the camera is not showing you. Nobody is coming to kidnap you. All right, thank you. Now, what is the implication of this? And I took my time. Dr. Lam, I'll dash them the slide. They can go and read it. Let me talk directly to them because of what is important, so that they leave here with and not remain the same. Okay? Now, you can keep it. I may take a few things, but let me just hit the nail on what needs to happen. Let me give you the fundamentals of a business. Please, I'll explain what I mean by fundamentals. And by fundamentals, I need to give you an orientation of how businesses are designed. Now, in what you call a business, right? When you start a business, which is where most of us are, you start with a goal in mind. What is the goal? The goal is to exit. Can we say it together? Is to what? Is to what? Except you are planning to be the aboki that will stay in front of your primary school. That when you're 40, you go and see your primary school to pay forward, and the aboki is still there, or the shop is still there, the madam alaja. If that is your concept of a business, then that's fine. I don't think you need this. You understand? You can survive. That's what you call mom and pop. Are we together? But the purpose of a business is to start and exit. So when we write a business plan, what we do is they will tell you what's the exit plan. Are you following me? Why am I saying so? Let me tell you why. You have two paths. You can do career. What people don't understand is career also is very rewarding. And I'm not trying to scatter your head. Follow me, please. This will help you. Career is a path. Steve Ballmer is a few billions behind Bill Gates, but he was Microsoft employee. He was a Microsoft employee at I don't know, like 7 or 10 or 11. Essentially, he was an employee of Microsoft. Are you following me? He's worth over $100 billion, but he was a what? Employee of what? He was a what? He had stock. He had ownership. So what makes a business successful was the value of that stock, valuation. So when he left Microsoft, he kept his stock. Obviously, he was given stock. That's what he chose for compensation, among other things, and he became very wealthy. Let me tell you how much a billion is, because when we say billion, some of us may not really understand. It's like trying to explain to a child, how the child was born, the pain you went through. The child won't understand. So let me explain a billion. How many years, or how many days, sorry, not years, how many days do you think it would take to count a billion if you're counting it like this clock? 1, 2, 3. Can somebody guess? Let me ask you. Just throw a figure. How many days, weeks do you think it take to count a billion? Just as one count per second. Just wild guess. I don't want you to, no, 100 to 150 days. Fair count. You tried. Well done. Anybody else? You, chairman. Throw a figure. Yes. Just a random guess. A billion. 1, 2. If you have children, just tell them to start counting. 200 days. 10 days. 33 years. You know what I said? How long? 33 years. Do you understand? I'm telling you, go and calculate it. That is a billion. When they say someone has 100 billion, are you listening to me? And as an employee, you need to understand. The vision was bigger than all of them. So, what's the point? You start a business if you're starting a business to exit, that means you can't do mom and pop. That's why one of the second topic we're talking about is skill. If you know you're better off just going to go and get a job and grow the ranks and become what you are, better put down as an option. If that's not the case and you want to face business, and I don't know why you took that topic because that topic is important, then brace for impact. What did I say? Entrepreneurship is not easier than employee. Okay, let me correct that. Entrepreneurship is not easier than what? It's not easier. I don't know, people think he runs a business, he wakes up anytime, gets to the office. That's a lie. That's not true. We give up so much. So if we're going to give up so much, sometimes even family. Otherwise, if those things don't suffer, and I'm not saying it can be balanced. In fact, there's not a balance, it's called integration. If those things don't balance, then it's business that will suffer. It takes a toll. And why it takes a toll is because of why you are here today. Most times because of ignorance. You see, to be educated in business, you have to actually understand that business is like a professional. To be an entrepreneur is as good as being a professional. And one of the things I'm pursuing after I'm done with fixing the graduates, or at least getting to a point, I'll come back and face entrepreneurs. Because what we don't understand, in fact, we're really under pressure to face you people first. Because when you have only 2 million graduates coming out of universities, 500,000 graduating every year, right? How many jobs do you think can absorb 500,000 graduates? This is just universities alone. There's no polytechnic. And then the ones that were waiting, the carryovers from last year. Do you understand? So we know that the environment cannot suck in. So entrepreneurs are important. And where I'm going with this explanation is that there is the same way you tell me he went to school and he spent 6 or 8 years becoming a doctor. Hear it from my mouth. Entrepreneurs also are required to be educated on the concept of business. Now, yes, business school is good. That helps. But depending on which one you go to, but there is the one that you have to educate yourself. One of the things I've observed with all that, my profile that we're reading, and I'm talking based on the authority of that profile, it's the reason to tell you that, okay, this guy is saying something that you should pay attention to, is that I've observed that entrepreneurs who do very well, the likes of Bezos, Musk and all that, they are extremely knowledgeable about their business. They are the first consultants to their business. Do you understand? There was something I was talking to the other day, some group of people, and I said that you need to earn a PhD on your own business. So most times when I say entrepreneur, that is still, the struggle is too much, the ignorance is too high, the questions are too many. then I know that this one is not ready. Are we together? You need to be able to understand your business in a way that you will school whoever else comes on what needs to be done. And it's a plethora of things. Please let me through that slide on aeroplane, and I would show them something. So look at that slide. That is an aeroplane. An aeroplane has about 5 million parts. I mean, this type. How many million parts? 5 million parts. A business can grow to that level. Some of you are not at 5 million parts. You're still at 1 million, 2 million. And when I say 5 million parts, there is entrepreneurship. So there is customer service. There is sales. There is accounting. Accounting on its own is a whole beast. I can go on and on and on all the elements. Now, how would you be able to fly this thing? Are we together? How will you be able to what? Please follow what I'm saying. That is the number of what? Of parts that go into forming it. So we start businesses because we want to exit. Now, what does it mean to start a business in terms of with the mind to exit? This is what it means. Number one, you could be a startup. Number two, you could be enterprise, already an existing business. Number three, you could be a professional services inclined person, like a doctor. Are you following me? As he is now, he doesn't need a hospital building to make a living. Do you know what I said? Lawyers, are you following me? Specialists. There's a fourth one, craftsmen. Now, here is the problem, because I'm explaining some fundamental concepts. I'm just going to talk to you. Please follow me. I'm sure it's recorded, so you listen again. Now, listen. Startup. What did I say? Startup. Startup joined the list recently. Before, it used to be called what do you call it? A small business or something. But we've separated small business, which is mom and pop. I run it's like a supermarket. It's just a supermarket. Except I expand, it is a supermarket. There is only so much I can do. Or when there's inflation, I quickly increase my price and take advantage of Nigerians and then make money. Do you understand? It's fixed. So, small business, enterprise, MTN, Mobile, Shell. That's business enterprise, big business. 3, and they grow to that point, or they start from that point. 3, so startup with small business, enterprise, professional service, and what? And then craftsmen. Now here's the problem. Or here's the issue you have to pay attention to. Please listen. You can be a Mercedes-Benz or you can be a Kia. Both get you from point A to point B. Is that correct? Why is Mercedes-Benz almost 4 or 5 times the price of Kia? Are you listening to me? When they still achieve the same objective. It is what they call positioning. Can we say it together? Let's say it together. What kills businesses very quickly is that you start the business providing Mercedes service but charging Kia price. Did you hear what I said? What will happen is what you call burnout. You'll be working very hard, but you won't be seeing the money. So everybody will see the sacrifice, but we can't see the money. Here is the rules of engagement. When you start a business, and the business is you, then it has to be worth your time and pay for your time. If you cannot charge properly for the effort and the time, then it means you're serving the wrong customers, or the product is not great. Did you hear what I said? That's the first rule I want to teach. I'm going to take you about those principles. I'm carefully choosing what I'm discussing with you, so that it would register and it would help you to put things in perspective. A lot of you are going to hear what I'm saying today, and it may not make sense today. But like I always know, another few weeks or months, it will click. And then this is what this guy is. Because you have not grown to that point to experience things I'm talking about. It's still very abstract to you. Are we following? So, positioning, pricing. In other words, let me explain. I put all these efforts to put this together and charge what? The reason why pricing is important, because pricing is directly related to growth. There are 2 factors that drive growth: pricing and volume. What did I say? So, your second speaker, who will come and speak, who will speak to you later, the gentleman, he was supposed to deal on growth. But growth, 2 drivers. What did I say? The drivers. Pricing and what? Pricing and what? Quantity and price. Full stop. So I'm dealing with the issue of pricing so that you understand That listen, if I'm going to sit down and make that thing, spices that you can see there, and I'm coming to businesses like that when I get to the second conversation, it is that, how many can I sell? Right? What volumes can I sell of this product that would give me a life that is fair? Let me work the numbers. Let's assume I'm in employment, just randomly, right? For the sake of argument. Me, I don't want to use a figure that will sound braggadocious. Some people say, okay, let me just give an example. 100K a month. Are you following me? Just use Naira. Doesn't mean Naira was strong like dollars. 100K a month. Naira. If that is what I'm supposed to earn at my level, based on my number of years of experience and all that, in a corporate employment, as an entrepreneur, it has to get to, listen, it has to get to a point in your business. A point in your business. I repeat, a what? A point in your business where you will be able to make that same amount of money that should be worth what you are doing when you're outside. So if you do the math and you really take out, because some of you, you're not paying, you're using your husband's kitchen, you're not paying for it. You're using the gas, you're mixing the two. So gas has finished, someday you contribute, someday you don't contribute. There's no proper accounting, you're laughing. There's no proper accounting of what, so you don't really know you're just running charity. And this is the problem because, oh God help me. The thing is, people, you know what I'm saying, God help me? It's not because I'm trying to say one TD Jake's comment that will fall on the floor. I'm saying that, I'm trying, oh God help me explain to them the gravity of what I'm saying. Sometimes I don't believe speaking nicely and calmly makes people get the point. You should put a bit of energy. Like you guys claim you need to do for prayers too. Are you following what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not saying you guys claim. Do you follow what I'm saying? Like shaking your head, hitting the wall, those kinds of things. There's nothing wrong. That's how you get answers. Fine. I've had my own too. But where I'm going is this. I know disrespect that, but where I'm going is this. It may not be worth it. What will happen is that 20 years down the line, you have nothing to show for it. That's the problem. 20 years gone. The business cannot send your children to school. So what were you doing? Pricing and what? Volumes. So when you pick the topic of growth, it is important. It's not to grow to stay. If you want to stay mom and pop, front of your shop, support my husband type, those kind of ideas, fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm done with the business. I pack up and I go on. I retire. I shut down the business. It's fine. And there's nothing wrong with that. It was designed to be for subsistence. For what? Subsistence, to put body and soul together. And it paid the bills. There's nothing wrong with that. But if the objective is to go through all this madness, which you, if you don't know, you're not there, you get it, madness, because madness. 12 midnight, working overnight, pushing it, start working out on you, betraying you, selling your product, disappointing you, stealing your product. All of that. And at the end of the day, nothing to show for it. No. So where I'm going is that it's that positioning. So that means, this is the first thing I'm going to tell you. You need to make sure that based on positioning, the product has the ability to pay for itself, pay for the business, and pay for you. It's called shareholder value. Oh, pay yourself. You hear all kinds of things related to business. Unfortunately, we won't have time to delve into all of that. But the one I'm explaining to you that is understand your positioning. Now, the second thing is understanding your market and your product. Now, what do I mean by that? And I'm sorry, I'm going to use someone's example. That's spices. When you want to talk about one of the most competitive markets, is what? Why will I buy her own? The only reason why I'll buy her own is probably because I'm here with her today and I want to support her. But is it taste? Is it barbecue sauce, okazi sauce? You can call all kinds of sauce, suya sauce, aboki, Kano type suya sauce, Abuja Yahuza type sauce. Whatever type of sauce you declare, the differentiation is very, packaging is not enough. There are bigger, there's branded. Why? What will be her competitive advantage? Maybe price. But for her to beat the price of all the others, she has to have a factory that has economies of scale that she can produce at a unit that will pay that price. Are you listening to me? Now, does it mean that there's no chance to succeed? Of course there are. If she wants to now go and say, you know what, and I'm going somewhere. This is important because some of you need to understand you're playing in markets. And that's what I'm talking about, market and product. You're playing in markets that is a bloodbath. Your product is not differentiated. And if that is the case, I've started with positioning, right? If that is the case, then if you say she just started spice, she's the first person. Our parents didn't know about these things. It was the grindy, everybody, nylon. Somebody started this, and now they're advancing. So if that is what How will she differentiate herself? Let me just throw a random example to show you that it doesn't mean that that's the end of the business. No, there are, of course. But she needs to start thinking beyond the fact that she's selling to her friends and family who don't have a choice but must buy, that beyond these people, can they pay my bills? Would this be worth it at the end of 10, 15 years? Or is this just a holding bay? You know, called holding bay. Some of you are doing business that are using the whole body. Eventually, you move to something else. And I'm speaking generally, not directly. Madam, no vex. I'm talking. I just happen to use your, because I could see it. You don't mind, right? Oh, it's you. Okay, sorry. You don't mind. Okay. I know it's fine. It's a bit weak. You're sure? Now, but watch this. She now goes to meet Toke. Or who is the biggest now? Toke farm. What's it? Toke what? Makiwa, and say, Toke, come. Let's do a spice together. Say, what do you mean? I want to give you a product. I'll do you are my influencer. I'll give you 30% royalties. Let's hit the streets. Bingo. She has repositioned. At that point, she's left all the others. She went to a celebrity that has 5 million followers and said, you know what, let's just do 100K every month. So Tam took her sign a deal, blah, blah. I'm giving an example of a way out, so I don't leave her hanging with all my ideas. Are you following me? Now, what if somebody else in this room is doing something unique, like the one that said bag that has recharge card? Sorry, that has a rechargeable power bank. Power what? So that means you have to charge the bag. 4 to 5. So you just plug it to sleep. So I think it's a very brilliant idea, right? But here's the problem. Just needs to take one guy from the east. Okay. Flood the market at half her price. You guys are too emotional here. You need to listen to Pastor. You're going to go and rewind Gbolahan's message. I'm talking, you're forming God forbid, killing God. You're not ready. So she invented it. Nice product, good. And she told the market, this is what we need to do. How will she differentiate herself? Now, that's where the concept of startups comes. If you run your business because you want to be a startup, then you start to scale what they call blitz scaling. Say blitz scaling. Blitz scaling means you scale very fast. Listen, very fast in a way that you control the market and take advantage. You now raise the barrier to entry. You know what? And you raise the barrier to entry. If I want to start Uber, what are my chances? I know some people are trying. Good luck to them. They must be jokers. I'm sorry. With all due respect. You think it's big? Do you understand the kind of science that Uber used to build this business? I'm reading a book about the foundations. When they started, they were so sophisticated. They had screens like this whole room. No, okay, maybe not this whole room. Tracking everything to the unit economics of the drivers. That's what it took to build that kind of business. And then just because you think it's order right. No, there's much more than that. The algorithm that goes into that thing. Yes, I know there are issues around pricing, union, Kiniko, and then the fact that it expand across cities. It has now become synonymous with taxi. Like you know when you say Pampers. Pampers is the name of the product. Diapers. When your product becomes so whatever, it becomes synonymous, and then you think you just come and displace them. No, now. Especially when you don't have sincerity of purpose. I don't want to mention the people, you know them. Are you listening to what I'm saying? So where I'm going with this is that you start in a way that you raise the barrier to entry so that nobody else can catch it. Now, here is the thing, because I'm explaining things that would help with the broad mind of understand how your business position before I now begin to time my points. The second, still on this issue of markets, because I gave an example with hers, and I said that's just one idea. For now, she would only enjoy advantages of family and friends and the community she's serving. If peradventure her products are cheaper than the ones in the market because she's used local production, I'm talking about these products here, and it's cheaper, more accessible, and great of the same or greater quality, that's how she begins to acquire market. But if any of these indicators among and I don't know, there may even be other things I didn't mention, are not there, then that's what she has to deal with. For the other one that came up with an innovative product, because I've never heard of a bag that recharges, what she would do as positioning, are you following me, guys? Is that she would specialize, this is important, guys, this is important, she would specialize not in making the bags, but in democratizing the panels. Did you hear what I said? So the business is not so much to making the bags because that's another headache. But it's, you know what, the business is that I am the one that will do. So in other words, I go and meet manufacturers and say, let me. So you know what she does? She now signs a partnership with manufacturers. And she provides that technology to them. So she's not competing with them. At that point, she's now riding on the back of the scale of the manufacturers to achieve that. Am I communicating? I'm telling you how they can start and scale and survive and blow. Does it make sense? Otherwise, if you want to keep it mom and pop, and I'll repeat myself again, not to offend anyone. And I pray, the prayer, most of us are religious people. Yes, one of the prayer you have to go and pray and beg God is that God, if you know that this thing Emmanuel Tarfa said about 20 years later is not the case, Kukuma show me good work I'll go and find now and become Steve Ballmer in that place and become a billionaire too. If you became an executive director in First Bank, you'll be okay. But I know many entrepreneurs who are at the brink of losing it all because of business model and all these things I'm saying. Because from the get-go, it did not see. Meanwhile, we have small boys, 5, 6 years, fintech, boom, 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 they blown. Like, I don't want to mention names. And now they've become millionaires. They played the startup game. They started up, grew the market. Do you understand what I mean? That's the concept. The concept of startup means this. Listen, it means this. This is bottom. Listen, see what I did? There's nothing like this. 15 years, 20 years. It's like this. Floater wave is more valuable than Access Bank or thereabout. Or OP. How old is OP? It's still on these things I'm saying. No, it's a concept of scale. How did they scale? It was money problems. Everybody's managing OP. Instant payment. Banks were still, because they are big, before they turn, before approval, governance, kingdom, story. Somebody has released product. People are buying. Everybody has OP. Even me have OP account. It's my favorite account. It's so seamless. Pay me my bills. When you buy recharge card, it will give you category. Monthly, weekly, can you can choose your, like, very seamless. Simple focus. I don't put my retirement here there. I just can't be an experiment. You understand? But at least family shopping, no pay, easy, no story, instant, receive and send. Now, that's a startup. Unfortunately, we're not here to discuss much of startup. Startup is a different business mind game entirely. You understand? But look at it. For you to do this, right? It's not no middle ground. It's not as easy as I'm saying it. A pound of flesh will leave you. So leave that matter. So some of you may still need to do. Are you following me? Then maybe at some point jump. But I started giving you guys the strategic thinking path to think about how will I differentiate myself. The third category. So I've explained a couple of things, but very quickly, some of you need to understand that you are the product and you are the celebrity that the people would buy. So at some point, some of you need to say, you know what? This thing is really about me. Let me push the thinking. Please, this is important. Let me push the thinking. Oh God, help me. Dr. Gbolahan, and I think it's an area I'm going to specialize in. Strategic thinking is very lacking. All these things I'm saying are all strategic thoughts. Let me give you another one. The Spice Woman, her business model can be, I train youth and young women. They produce for me. I aggregate and I sell. You can't beat that. All the kitchens, everybody, they're working for me. Even Ace and all that, they can't beat me. So my model, how I'm breaking into the market like OP, after all the donkey years of banking, First Bank, come and become the most valuable bank in Nigeria. Right? I'm coming from that position where I came from behind. And I'll teach you the principle of this thing. So she come to remind me, let me not lose that, the principle. Just remember sky, stars. I will give you that principle. Look, Abraham, as many stars as you can see. So the concept is, so I've given her model 2. I told her Toke Makiwa. Now I've given another one. Now it's not so much, she may not even use it. It's for her to sit back. What she's taking away from this workshop is that she needs to go and say, what is my business model? That is not good enough. That won't send her children abroad. With all due respect. She's at the point where she's covered down. She's like in a nursery. You know, in nursery, you're covered. But after a while, difficult questions will be asked. So, second one, so at that point, she now starts attracting grants. So, first of all, people will not give her money. So, women in Zamfara, Adama are producing for her. And she's built a value chain. And because she does the training. So, in other words, she doesn't have employees. They are employees. Just like Uber. Uber has the largest taxi, but she doesn't have any. So, she doesn't have any kitchen. Everybody works for her. So, what she does, come standardize, you produce, quality control. She does everything. They also supply. Because when you're producing from your kitchen there, that's not your business. It's your ancestor's house. Are you following me? Another option. Now, I'm not saying this is what you would do, but I'm saying that you have to crack that code. That's what will make you the OP of your industry. Because that thing is a bloody ocean. Then for this one that I gave an example, I said, if she's coming with something innovative, she can decide that, okay, you know what, I will work with the manufacturers and build panels for them. So I won't compete with them. They do the work for me, I just give them solution. Or I go and patent it, and then I license it, if it's patentable. And then start thinking about other things that need value add. Because that's for women. What about men? What about this my own bag? Me too, I want it. Of course, she has to pay attention to quality. Let me now bust your head. She doesn't have to. She just go and meet power bank charger companies and then seal it without spending a dime. She's a billionaire. That is strategic thinking. And every business owner, the moment you get to that point, that is what makes you Elon Musk. The problem with us is that we're not, and that's why I said we're going to face an entrepreneur. We don't have we don't know. We're actually we're entrepreneurial illiterates. Not you. I'm sorry. You see, I've started going in limelight. Let me pull it back. And it's always heavy on the stages. I don't know why. Maybe I'll calm down. No, what I'm saying with all due respect, I told you about I shared my testimony, saved my life. See, it's education. You can be a competent entrepreneur or an incompetent entrepreneur. It's true. You don't know, you don't know. My people perish for lack of knowledge. It is his people. It's his own people. That's the only question. In fact, I've started asking, and God always answers my question. God, why would you allow your children to perish for lack of knowledge? Maybe it's pride. I don't know what else. Let me give you what I was saying. And I tie my points. Am I communicating? Yes, so I want to leave you with the seed of the understanding. You know what? I came here to know that my journey is now not about to start, but I need to work from a place of understanding. Because business is very technical. I mean, doctor is the best example I like to use. It's not my mind. It's over years of experiments. There were times that, listen, doctors, this is how they were washing their hands. When they finish a procedure on a woman, they wash their hands like that. Then go to the next woman. I washed my hands, but dead. Until they realize that no, under a running tap, that's how you clean your hands. But how many lives were wasted because of that experiment? That is the unfortunate reality of mankind. And it happens in business. How many flights had to crash for us to get to a 0.1 something precision? If it's in kind of thinking in Africa, I would have given up on flying. You don't want to know how many flights. I watch France. It's for experiments to know this won't work, this won't work. Do you understand? So you don't want to reduce your own chances too by educating yourself. By understanding these fundamentals. There are 100 billion galaxies. This is the example I wanted to say. There are 100 what? 100 what? A galaxy. We have, our current one is a galaxy. It has 9 planets. You know, remember your primary school? Or 8, I don't know which one now. Between 8 and 9 planets, Pluto, and then we have a sun. So together, one galaxy. This sun is among all the stars. The sun is actually a star. You see when you look, this sun is a star, but it's the closest, and it's called a mediocre star. You know called mediocre star? A small boy. Of all the stars, there is among the smallest boys. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. You know when you get men gather, say this one a small boy. Are you following me? Like you put me among Dangote and all that. This one, I'm carrying their bag for them. Are you following me in terms of money? I may have some things they don't have. I have Jesus. It's enough. A peace of mind, happy family. I can go home and sleep. Are you following me? I'm not saying they don't have it too. But where I'm going is, please listen to me. Where I'm going is one galaxy. Are you listening to me? Do you know how many we have? 100 billion. You remember my counting of billion? And you know how big this Earth is, which is also a small planet. Now, there are several other planets. Now, because of time, I won't give you the reason, because I asked God, there has to be a reason why there are so many planets. And you can learn to be curious like that. And I got an answer. I've gotten 3 answers so far. I will only share one with you. Okay, I've gotten 2 now, but let me share one with you. It's tied to Abraham. Look up, see the stars, as many as you can count. If there are 100 billion galaxies, then there are at least 100 billion ideas. Do you know what I said? How many what? 100 billion ideas. Let me say some of the ideas that have blown my mind lately. Slack. Slack is a communication channel that, for goodness sake, Google, Microsoft, what are you saying? They had the capacity to have it. But Slack is a $1 billion company. Communication designed for inter-workplace. Seamless channels. There's now WhatsApp that is doing it later on. But Slack was ahead. Instagram. Facebook had Instagram features. Instagram is just one feature in Facebook, but they almost took Facebook down. Now, if you separate Facebook, Instagram is more valuable than Facebook. Thank God Zuckerberg bought it. Strategic thinking. Snapchat sent him off his chair. He's like, oh boy. So I thought Facebook, and I won't tell you, Facebook was the beginning and the end. Now it's our parents that are on Facebook. I see my dad, friends request. I said, no way, friends request her. So that, no, it's not, do you understand what I'm saying? It's people like Daisy that will have all these family people in their Facebook. They like kids, family. I mean, I don't want my family. I want to face my. So that I'm putting controversial stuff. They'll say, hey, are you following what I'm saying? Are you with me? So, very quickly, I gave you this. Now, this concept of 100 billion galaxy is to tell you that even if you don't take 2-3 ideas that Emmanuel said, you have to look for that one that will separate you in your journey to education for your business. What do you do, ma? Personal shopper. Brilliant. Please clap for her. Now, for her, it's a premium service. That one, she has the ability to be the product. Are you following me? People are looking for trust. People are looking for what? But let me blow her, or let me give her an idea. She can decide that she'll build a site that tracks the prices of all the products in the market. So other personal shoppers, she don't spoil market for them because you cannot cheat their own shoppers. So she brings transparency. This is the price. So my service. So if a house boy is stealing from his boss, you go to the site. Personal shopper buy. What's your name? Oja. Okay, I know. It's 10 naira in the market. You can't dare. Procurement managers 0. Everybody 100 what? Billion what? 100 billion what? This is what makes Oyinbo man different from us. He treats business at this level of sophistication. She can expand, of course, to professional services, companies, everything. But there are other values attached to it. There's when you're really looking for something. So she can do availability, eventually she can settle online because she started as an individual, but in this journey as personal shopper, she can figure that out. That's for her. One more business. Yes, ma'am. Okay, I'll take 2 of. Yes, ma'am. Yes, you in yellow. You sell perfumes. Do you make them yourself? So you sell designer ones. So what will be the value proposition? What will be the unique thing in light of everything I've been saying? Have you figured it out? Because perfume is a bloodbath. Is it price? You can't. You don't manufacture. So you're marketing. Okay, it's a good one. But that's promotion, right? And I wasn't really talking about promotion. What I was talking about was the ingenuity in the business model in itself that propels the business to scale. It's the engine that makes it scale. If you listen to the examples I gave of this lady that has bags, I told her that she shouldn't be worried about making them. She should instead go and look for the manufacturers of the bag, look for the power bank or panel makers, and bring them together and begin to produce. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because they may not talk to each other. Or pick one side first, conquer that side, and then go and meet the other side. So go to manufacturers, guys, I'll be bringing. So you look for people making bags, and I'm start inserting that technology to them, and then flood the market with the product. Because they are already selling, they have a market, and I'm just riding on them. Do you understand? So in your case, what you're talking about is more of promotions, which is good. But maybe what you are saying, you can sit down, is you can specialize in what I call fragrance customization, where depending on the individual and the profile of the individual, you can create a fragrance for that person and advise the person on what should be his preferred smell, depending on what they do. Are you following me? This one I gave you is very base. It's not even correct because I have to think a little. And perfume is a bloodbath. Another idea related, or another thing, because don't forget, these things I'm saying is what you would hold first. Then you will use it. Everybody will eventually want to come and copy you. There are people that are ready. But there are 2 reasons why. This is important, ladies and gentlemen. Is that you want to grow it to a point where you will become attractive for either acquisition or funding in a way that you now scale. So you cross a line. Are you listening to me? Remember, what is inspiring this conversation is that you are better off going to look for a job and become Steve Ballmer, rise to the ranks and be a correct professional with lots of money, with house in Banana Island, because of a good, of course, once you work in a good place that is growing or is going to have a vision, than to pursue a scale in mind, except you want to be mom and pop. Are you following me? And I don't think Gbolahan brought mom and pops here. So, and I just made the assumption. So that said, when I'm talking about perfumes, I just gave that very base one. You have to keep looking what will intrinsically grow this product and grow this service. So if you're not going to manufacture or mix yours, and you're not maybe necessarily going to do the customization idea I talked about, then maybe the last one I'll talk about around perfumes is maybe you can you can help people decide where to find. I mean, the pricing is kind of the same. I like perfumes, but what is my biggest problem with perfumes? Maybe price. Like most people, the Bible says if you wear too much perfume, you'll be poor. So it's too much. Like it's a lot of. It says in the Bible now. He that likes perfume, like too much money. Like it looks like it looks. So it's to help people with price points and comparison. Help people detect fakes. You can begin with those things as a way to bring people to yourself, and then you begin to propel. Because of time, I'll take her own last. Then I'll tie this up. Yours is the cleaning products. Great, fantastic. Well, first of all, it looks very nice. But you know, one of the first strategies I realized, if you're dyslexic, you may think you're buying Hypo and Jik. Oh, sorry, you're buying Hapik. So her first strategy is, I imitate the market. So for people that are not very clear, they will not notice. She may not have done that deliberately. Maybe she did. But that's a strategy. Except they come and put a file a lawsuit and say, Madam, please desist. By then she starts growing to a point, they will come and say, Madam, what's up? Even though her own is a bit fatter. Ma? They are not using this packaging again. Oh, okay, they moved on. So you took their old packaging. All right. So you went for their old packaging. So there's no, but like I said, when I looked at it, I could pass for it. So that's another strategy. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that people that are not too whatever can. Are you listening to me? Now, there's another strategy to quickly give you guys. Location is also strategic. Sometimes you need to go back to a certain location and then grow outward. It's also a strategy. Are you following me? You go to a place where there's no dense availability of those products and then you move outwardly. Are you following me? But what have I said in essence? In discussing these things, I wanted to explain to you a very important concept that you need to take from day one. I said you position to be acquired, but you can also position to be attractive to a bigger player. This is the one I want to leave you with. Attractive to be what? Attractive to a what? Let me tell you the problem of bigger players. Bigger players, if you go to an MTN is so big, right? They're sophisticated. Or let me use PZ. PZ is big. So because it's big, if they want to sign off on a research consultant, market research, it will take like 6 months to get approval, bidding, you've gone in your implementation. So because they're too big, you can play advantages of being small to quickly research. So some of you, what would distinguish you is to go and listen to this. And I'm trying to, and I pray you get the spirit of everything I'm saying, that all of you are listening, because this is what I've studied these founders that have done so well in industries, is that she goes back to school to study biochem or something else, to now to go and reinvent a formula that is more environmentally friendly or whatever. So she now plays that card. And when she's done with that research and starts selling, right? Are you following me? Or take the formula and go and sell it to a big boy. So sell it, you know what, 15, 20 million, or no, what am I saying? 100 million, 200 million. Sell it to them, collect that money, and then decide what she wants to do with her life. It's not the details it's not the details. You see, listen guys, ignore the details. My details could be off. It is to let you know that, listen, if you don't, your first aspiration as a business owner is to find that thing, then grow from that point. Not just come in and say, I'm doing entrepreneurship, I'm displaying my product. No. It's not about trade fairs, GT, trade week. It's beyond those things. It's what will differentiate this product. Is it the business model? Is it the pricing? Is it the location? What exactly is going to put me on so that I begin my journey of scale and make it worth my investment and sacrifice? It will be very hard for some of you to understand what I'm saying, because your business may be too small to get what I'm saying now. But it's just a matter of time. Fortunately, I may not have your time that time. Yeah, I mean, I'm focused on my startup now. Me too, I'm going to go and start something. Understand? Are you following me? I've done professional service for a while. Now I want to go and scale my own too. I can retire and go and do missionary work. Are you following me? Let me stop saying that thing, because every time I say it, I don't want to explain why. Are we together? I hope we learned something. Best wishes and Godspeed.